Hey kids, it's Mark. I am actually just spending a lazy day lounging around the house, so that's why the lighting and everything kind of sucks. But you know what? It works. You can tell what I'm doing. You can tell what I'm seeing. I'm saying whatever. And besides that, it's kind of cool out. It's not that cold, but it's very, very windy. And how do I know it's 47 degrees? Because Apple tells me so. See? Oh wow. Thank God for Apple. Oh wow, that's the weirdest thing because it's reflecting each other off the screen. Okay. So had a rough day at work last night. It really sucked. But we're not here for that. So weird when you try to figure out which is left, which is right, and it's backwards. It's just great. So yeah, okay. Let's just get into questions. Winter, you asked if we liked or disliked zoos and our thoughts on it. I think it's a double-edged sword. And it's really good for conservation and stuff for endangered species. But I don't like the idea of animals being penned in, not in their natural environment. I just think it's cruel and wrong. But on the same token, I also think that some zoos are better than others, and if they're done right, they do provide a very important educational resource for people to just learn about things that they wouldn't have known about, and hopefully give them a better respect for the animals themselves. So. I also wanted to say I'm sorry for the loss of your friend. I did light a candle and have a little quiet moment for her, and I just feel so bad. It's just such an awful thing. Bob, you asked if there is something in our area that we haven't seen or done but would like to do. God, that list is so long. Living right in a city in Boston, there's so many restaurants, like a ton of restaurants. There's one street that's just called Restaurant Row, and restaurants tucked in everywhere. Also, neat little local bars and stuff like that. Boston has a lot of very distinct little neighborhoods. From the South End, which traditionally was the gay section, it's becoming less gay now. It's becoming more gentrified, whatever it is. And then we have like the North End, which is the Italian section. Back Bay is yuppies. Beacon Hill is old money, and people that want to act like they have old money. Then there's like Charleston, which is the working class area. There's Cambridge, which has all Harvard and all that. But it's all about just exploring the different areas. I am spoiled. I live one block away from Boston Common, which is right downtown, the center of Boston proper. So I really don't even leave a 10-block radius of the Common unless I kind of really have to. So I really need to get more out and explore more of the outskirts from downtown proper. Also, as you know, Boston has a lot of history to it, and I need to explore more the history of certain things that neat little stories I find out. I know a lot of stupid little facts about Boston and a lot of neat little facts. Like I'm 3 blocks away from where the Coconut Grove fire happened, but I love the history of this town and all that it has to offer. Megan, you asked how the economic crunch has affected our area. It's affected it a lot. Prices were already expensive here; they've gotten higher. People just aren't going out as much and spending as much money, which is really tough for an economy where so many people work in restaurants, and that's a big industry here. I already know of 6 restaurants just in the area that I work at that are closing their doors soon. So it's affected that. The gas thing does not really affect me that much because I live in, like I said, live in Boston. It's known as America's walking city. So we have the first subway system in the United States. So we take the subway everywhere, or there's buses, and we walk everywhere. So the gas, none of us have cars, so the gas thing really hasn't affected me. But I have noticed prices have gone up. People are going out less. It's just love. I just don't like it. I also am happy to hear that you really liked your video. We put a lot of effort into it, and it's because we love you. And I was laughing out loud when I was editing it, and there were so many so many funny little outtakes and bloopers, but I had to add Matthew's entire clip because it was just pure comedy gold. I am also loving your mechanisms more and more. I mean, cherry on a shit cake? Who comes up with that? That's hysterical. Matthew, you asked about going to the rallies. Yes, I did go on Saturday. Unfortunately, I had to work at 3, so I missed the last ending portion of it. But I represented. Power the people. I'm even wearing my Human Rights Campaign shirt. It was very powerful. It was very energetic. A lot of people there. It was on City Hall Plaza, and it was crazy because normally there would have been a lot more protesters against our side, but there was like 8 people standing there, and I attribute that to the fact that we've had marriage equality since 2004, and it's just. Now it's just not a big deal. It's not like anybody really makes a big stink about it. It's just the way it is, and the world hasn't ended, and I just don't get it. Just get really frustrated. I don't understand why it's such a big deal, why people are so against it. Yeah, I happen to like men, but I happen to like the Red Sox too. Does that mean I shouldn't be able to get married? I mean, just because you're not a fan of something or you don't like something doesn't mean that you should automatically ban it. I mean, my friend doesn't like to watch curling on TV. He doesn't want to go ban curlers, or bowling on TV or whatever. But it's just, I don't get it. It's just frustrating. But yes, the rallies were great. The rallies, I just said rallies. It's rally. The rally was great. And I pretty much went by myself because I couldn't find my friends because I would be finding a needle in a gay stack. And people were just packed in like sardines. So, that's it. Rolling with the homies. Okay, so my question for you all this week is, how do you get ready to do your videos? Do you write the cue cards? Like, I keep a card and have everybody's questions and stuff in it. Do you make notes? Do you just have the question and the answers that you're going to give? Or do you just have the question then shoot from the hip? Do you shoot it all in one take and then edit it down? Well, we know you, Gamo. So, just, that was a curiosity thing. Do you go through one thing, then cut down the clips, or what's your process? I actually just write down the questions, think ahead of time what I'm going to generally say, and then I just let it kind of free flow out. And then I shoot each question as a clip, and then I just chop it up and cut it down. I also have a slight challenge for y'all. Since we are talking about editing, you have to put at least one clip that you would not normally include, and it could be a blooper, it could be what you do on your downtime, while you're in between your questions. And Matthew, since you don't have the editing software, you have to do everything on the first take, and you have to leave the first take as it is. Y'all have a great week, and Winter, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, it's comfortable, but if I shoot like this, I think it might scare some people. It's kind of frightening. It's like, I am the great and powerful Oz.